Good morning. Happy Tuesday. You join me looking like I've been dragged through a hedge backwards? Haven't quite got to that bit of the day yet of trying to make myself look like a presentable human being. First on my list today is that I want to get down to the post office for opening because I've got a little birthday card and a birthday present to send over to my pal Hannah up in Manchester. Sure, it might be significantly late. But it's a thought that counts, right? I'm just trying to decide which birthday card to send her. I've got these three cute ones. I've got happy birthday, you wonderful weirdo. I've got this one. I think I'll probably send this one, a little happy birthday bestie. Or I've got get your party PJs on. Honestly, having a little stash of cards at all times is something that has really improved my life. In a slightly sort of small, glimmery, shiny way. I really recommend it. If you can have like a little stack of 10 cards in your desk drawer at all times, it does really just kind of make life slightly shinier and easier. I think let's go for, seeing as it's a bit late, maybe I should save happy birthday and we'll just go for get your party PJs on. I bought her a really cute little prezi though, which is in this box. So for my birthday, she bought me an umbrella from a little small business up in Manchester where she is. And it was such a sweet little gift that I wanted to get her something from a small business as well. So we've got a couple of these that I bought for Adam and I'm such a big fan of them. I think they're so cute. They're from this little brand called Young Potters and they're just like a little indie ceramic business, but their whole thing is that they make little ceramic sauce pots. So they look exactly like little paper sauce pots, but they're actual proper ceramic. They're just so like dainty and dinky and beautifully made and just like a really fun little gift. So I've bought her a little trio of those. So hopefully they're going to make it up to Manchester in one piece. And in my head I was going to wrap the box, but I'm just going to post the box as it is, like as they arrived, so I don't actually think I need to wrap them. Flo is down looking at something by the shoe rack. There must be some kind of little beastie down there because she's been fascinated by it for about 20 minutes now and I just keep seeing her little paw do this like over and over. So there's something there that she's trying to get and probably eat, which is what you found. You want to come say hi? Good morning, Miss Florence. How are we doing? Oh, Hannah will be so pleased that you've walked all over her card. Thank you. Great, another wonderful appearance in the vlog from Flo. Okay, let me write this card, then I'm going to sprint down to the post office because I've got a couple of other bits. So I've got a book that I'm sending out to a reviewer and I've got a little package of recyclables as well. I won't go on about that again because it's all I ever talk about anymore. I just thought I'd mention this because if anyone's on the hunt for a new brolly, this is such lovely quality and I just think it's like a really cool small business, a brolly business. I love that. The brand is Soaked and this is the design I've got. The quality is amazing and it's like a push. I mean, I won't pop it because that's asking for trouble, but it's like a little push-up system. It's just a really lovely high quality brolly. Umbrella recommendation of the day. But I mean, it was productive. I got my job done, but two things. Number one, on the way back, I realised that I left the price tag on the card. Absolute dingo. More interestingly though, this is very weird, but I feel as though I should document it for science reasons. You know how such thing as Flying Ant Day, where one day randomly in the summer, all of the flying ants in all of the world suddenly start appearing between the pavement and it's really like horrible and it starts to feel as though we're gonna have some kind of flying ant infestation. Is there such a thing as that with beetles? I just saw 6 of the same type of beetle making its way out of hedges, like into the pavement, into the road. And I'm starting to wonder whether maybe the beetles know something we don't know. It was really disconcerting. Felt like, you know, in like disaster films or zombie movies or whatever, when all the rats are running in one direction and you think, the rats always know. The rats know. Trouble incoming. The rats know. Maybe the beetles know something today. So if this happens to be the last vlog pre-apocalypse and is used kind of in maybe 500 years time or whatever in history and science lessons, let it be known that the Beatles were the first sign of trouble. Okay, I feel like we're now off to a very frantic start for this vlog. Is this what you signed up for? Troubles are brewing, trust the Beatles. Let's take a little breather, shall we? I think I'm going to have a peach. It's not very summery out there, but I'm going to bring the summer flavours in. Cut myself up a peach. I'm going to have a cup of coffee, which doesn't feel like a great combination, but they're the two things that I'm looking forward to right now. Okay, I am just mid-makeup, so I thought it might be a good time for us to have a nice cozy little catch up, say hello, because I feel very aware that the last time we caught up was literally the day before my wedding, and I feel a bit like I don't know where to start with telling you about it, really. I feel a little bit sheepish talking about it because I feel like I've shared so much already across my other socials, but I know a lot of you don't use Instagram and TikTok, so for a lot of you, I guess you've only seen what I popped up on here, which was my dress and my hair and makeup. Sorry, I completely forgot that Adam's dad was popping around to pick up some stuff to take to the tip for us. Anyway, right, where was I? So first of all, I just want to say an amazingly massive space-size thank you for all of the lovely like messages of congratulations and stuff. It was just like an overwhelming outpouring of love and support for us, which was it just felt amazing. It felt like we were literally just like being hit from all angles by like joyful messages from everyone, not only friends and family but you guys as well. And I actually feel like the last week or so has felt like a bit of a come down, honestly. Felt slightly hungover from the like last month or so, but everything about it was just, I know I say this word a lot, but it really was magical. Like, it was real life magic. It felt like existing in a snow globe that was like just made of lovely things. It's just been amazing. In the run up to the wedding, I think you probably got a bit of a hint of it in the last vlog, like at the start of the week before the kind of like excitement had kicked in and I was just stressed. In the run up to the wedding, I'd say kind of once we turned the 2 months to go corner, I actually wasn't coping very well at all. It turns out wedding planning just didn't do me any good. I literally existed in fight or flight mode for weeks, and it made me like quite ill with worry and stress and overwhelm. There was a lot of different factors that were contributing to that feeling. You know, just life circumstances, bringing up a lot of feelings and really kind of like exposing my anxieties in a really quite extreme way that I have never experienced before, along with obviously all the pressure of putting on a big event and a great day. But I was so happy that that sort of shifted a few days before the actual wedding happened. And then when it came to the day itself, I just loved every single second of it, and I just wish that I could relive it. Done an absolutely terrible job at this eyebrow. What am I doing? You can tell I'm not concentrating. It really just was everything that we wanted it to be and more. We've been on such a high for like weeks on end. I fear I am slightly obsessed with looking through my own wedding gallery. We actually got the full final photography gallery through last night at like 9:30, and it's been really exciting to share everything we did and made and planned. And yeah, for now I'll just say it was everything we wanted it to be, and so much more. I think both of us were actually a bit surprised by how special it really was and how smoothly it all ran, and how it kind of all came together in the end, because at many points along the way it felt like it was never ever going to, and it felt like we were aiming too high and getting a bit carried away with it all. But yeah, it was perfect. It was perfect for us. It was our perfect wedding day, and the honeymoon was like something out of a dream, honestly. When I look back at those photos, I can't believe that is something we experienced. Oh, we went to the Maldives. Casual. We got an incredible, we really didn't think we were going to be able to go there, but we went to Trail Finders, which is like travel agents basically. And I've never used a travel agent to book a trip, I don't think. Normally I just kind of book all the components separately online and bring it all together myself. But we had a few friends who recommended it, who'd done their honeymoon through them. And because we weren't particularly like wedded, good pun, to one particular destination, we didn't really know what we wanted to do, to be honest. We thought we'd go in there, give them like 5 options that we were considering, tell them the budget and see what they could come up with. And she was like, I don't really know how this is an option, but you can get this and it's in your budget. Do you want to do that? And we were like, hell yeah, we want to do that. We decided on doing that vibe of a trip in the end, because we just thought if we don't do this for a honeymoon, we'll probably never do it. That kind of real like island paradise vibe is not necessarily a trip that will ever be like a super priority again for us, really. When you're a pale-skinned, half-ginger couple, these kind of like tropical paradise vibes are not something that you necessarily consider when holiday planning. So we were just sort of like, well, if we don't do this now, we'll probably never experience that. We'll never prioritise going somewhere like that. And it was just, I mean, obviously, it was amazing. What an incredible paradise of a place. Okay, that's me. I shut my gob talking about wedding stuff now. If you can't tell, I could literally go on about it for the rest of the time. It was just, I just loved it so much, and I miss it every day, and I wish I could relive it. If I could relive one day for the rest of my life on repeat, over and over, Groundhog Day style, I would choose my wedding day and I would have no regrets. So back to this week. There's nothing major. Well, I say nothing major. There is quite a few major things going on this week, actually. But I just thought it might be a nice week to hang out together and have a catch up, chill out. I've got loads of like bits and bobs around the house that need doing this week. I've got loads of little knobbly bobbly bits and bobs, you know? And I am currently just transforming myself from dishevelled troll creature to some kind of camera ready creature, because I've got a little bit of filming to do today. I need to make some kind of tour announcement. Your guess is as good as mine for how that's going to look currently, but all I knew is that I needed to put some makeup on to get into the swing of things, so that's what I'm doing right now. I bought this. This is the Vive Skin Dew Glow Multitasker. This is a newbie in my makeup bag, and this, I actually meant to buy something else and bought the wrong thing. This is quite an intense sort of highlightery product, I would say. It's very pretty, it's very lovely, but I actually I thought I was buying the primer version, and I didn't realise that until I had put this all over my face, as you would with a primer, thinking that's what I was using. Turned myself into a literal golden tin man, and then sort of re-looked at the packaging and was like, Glow Multitasker? That's not, no. So this is very nice, and I feel like you could probably see me with satellite signals from outer space with this on my cheeks. I feel like something is not right here. I mean, I know I did that eyebrow wrong. Mascara. So yeah, my main task for today, I'm so rambly today. I'm a little bit nervous about being back on camera, honestly. And it just felt like a really big one to come back after such a big life event and just be like, okay, well, we're back to normal now. I know all I've been talking about for ages is my wedding, and now that's over, so what is my personality now? Now that I'm no longer a bride, is there anything left of me? What have I become now that I am just a wife? Yes, let me finish at least one thought without running into something else. I am getting ready to do some filming to create some kind of announcement video to go on my Instagram and my TikTok to reveal that I am going on tour again for Uncharmed later this year. I'll tell you a bit more about that later. I think I'm going to do like a bit of a rundown and a recap of like what's next and where do we go from here and how the rest of the year is looking. Everything that is on the cards, because I say like, oh, what next? I'll tell you what's next. A hell of a lot. Buckle up, seatbelts on, 1 million miles an hour kind of vibe. So I'll catch up with you a bit later. I need to go and do some stuff for my accountant first. Then I'm going to get some filming done. Okay, I'm about to really expose myself. Yeah, that sounded weird. I need to get my declutter head on. In fact, not even declutter, just like slightly straighten my life out. That's the kind of hat that I need to put on right now. And I have a feeling this is going to be one of those things that I dive straight into. It takes me 10 minutes. It makes me feel infinitely better. And I think, why have I been putting this off for literally a month now? I am really about to like show you my secret shame, because after the wedding, went back to the venue, we collected everything in one big Uber and had to bring it all home. The shed is now, we could literally open up our own off license. Like, it's just full of alcohol. You would actually not believe how much booze was left over. We may have overshot slightly. And all of the other stuff, like the decor, the candles, the banners, the cameras, the fake books, like everything else that was taken from the wedding is just sitting in this office. and I didn't. What I should have done at the time was straighten it up as soon as it came into the office. I have instead just sort of left it to fester and accumulate and get worse and worse and messier and more chaotic for the last 4 weeks. And now my office looks like this. So yes, this is my lovely, calm, zen space where I am supposed to be creating lovely things. Is it any wonder that I've been struggling to concentrate? But it is all like completely mixed up. It's not even organised in terms of like item or category, because it's just boxed up the way that the caterers cleared everything. And obviously they were clearing at like 2 o'clock in the morning, so I don't blame them for just shoving everything in bags and boxes that they could find. So that's my plan right now. Before I can get stuck in with anything today, I'm just gonna spend the first 20 minutes of my morning making this room feel slightly less awful to be in. It's actually quite stressful to sit amongst. This is not this is not the creative space I'm looking for. Right, I'm going to move these books out of the way for one thing. I cleared them off the top shelf to reach something down the other day. That needs to go back in my wardrobe. Books and books. We have, oh, there's also the photo booth props here. I've got a lovely pirate hat. The guest book tablecloth, which actually turned out to be pretty successful. It is very chaotic and just full of like quite weird inside jokes. I'm in two minds about whether to buy a second tablecloth and sort of trace and transfer everything onto a second neater one. I think that will be more sort of aesthetically pleasing because I can trace each message from everybody just onto a fresh tablecloth, pick some slightly nicer colours to embroider them all with, and then it might just be like a slightly cuter finished product, and then I can add my own doodles and stuff. That's gonna be my winter project anyway. So for now, I'm just gonna tuck this away in my craft cupboard, and we'll revisit that when the winter months kick in and I need some sewing in the evening. Card box, that is going to be sold. If you are interested in any of our wedding stuff, I have had so many messages from people asking what I'm doing with certain things, but I think the fairest thing to do is just going to be to whack it all on my Vinted, and I will pop it on my Instagram stories when it all goes live. So the books are all in 2 of these boxes, so at least I can just tuck those away under the shelves. Leave them for now. They are the thing that I just don't know what to do with. I have found this, the scrapbook that we stuck all the photo booth pictures in. I'm actually going to take these out and do a bit of a neater job and turn this into more of like a wedding scrapbook. Let's put everything that's going in the cupboard on this chair for now. This one's a nice and easy one. We've got an empty candle pot. Oh my god, as if there's leftover confetti. Oh, that makes me sad. I mean, the crafter in me wants to try and do something with this, but I have no idea what to do with that. This tube, I have absolutely no clue what this is. What the heck is this? Oh, I didn't even know they'd given us this. Who carried this the whole way? This is the little sign that was put outside Fitzrovia Chapel. The marriage ceremony of Lucy Wood and Adam Bull will take place today, Sunday 4th of May at 12 in the Fitzrovia Chapel. What am I going to do with that? That would actually be really cute to get framed and like have in the bathroom or something. I don't know, that feels like a really fun little keepsake. Oh, it's really nice as well. Oh, I'm chuffed with that. That is like a free souvenir. Disposable cameras I'm going to put into this little crate here, and we can run these up to Snappy Snaps next time we go up to the high street. So they're all stashed in there. That's good. And if I keep them somewhere obvious, it'll remind me because I keep forgetting about them. I've got the ribbons, which were on my bouquets and some of the bridesmaid bouquets. There's more of these, and I don't know where they are. And I would really love to do something with these, whether I sort of like braid them together and turn them into something. I haven't really thought about that yet. So this can just go in the endless craft pile for now. Sadly, I think it's time, hello, to deflate the inflatables. What? Well, if this doesn't sum up the post-wedding feeling, I don't know what does. Things have really, things have taken a turn. I'm having a great time. I've got more books in here, so I'll try and fit them into the already 2 big boxes of books. And then this is basically now a box of candlesticks and candles. So I think I'll bag these up. Candles are nice and organised now. I've split the actual candles themselves up into their 3 different styles, so they're nice and separated there. There's little rogue batteries everywhere. I've also just remembered the bunting, but Adam and I were chatting about this the other day, and I think we're going to keep this. I know loads of people wanted to buy it off me, but I'm really sorry. I think we're probably going to keep this. It was a bit of an investment anyway. I will link the girl who makes it on Vinted because she did such a lovely job. And it's just so sweet and obviously now full of memories. I just think it would be really nice to have this for like future parties, like any kids parties that we ever have one day and stuff like that. I just think it's a really nice little thing to have. So I think for now we're going to keep hold of the bunting. I was wondering where these were, but I've just spotted that all the photo frames are tucked under here, and I'm probably going to sell them as a little bundle as well. So I'll separate them next time. Unconfirmed whether, I mean, we don't need to keep this, but I feel sad to throw it away. And then also in here is the giant flow head, which also feels like we can't throw those away. So for now, they can just stay tucked away there, I think, unconfirmed. So I will pop a little before clip here so we can remember just how crazy this was first thing this morning. And now, I mean, I can see the floor. At least I can move around. That was a very, very productive half hour. Thank you for joining me on what ended up being a much more epic decluttering quest than I was anticipating. But you know, once you just get in the zone of like organising things and bagging things up and putting things away, quite a hypnotising frame of mind. So I really kind of like stumbled into that then and pushed my day back slightly. But now I need to crack on and actually do some work. Before I embarked on this whole like very pink themed book marketing extravaganza, I should really have invested in more pink clothing. I'm gonna have a little bit of a rummage on Vinted, I think, and see what I can find, because it turns out that there is actually not a lot of pink in my wardrobe. When your next book looks a bit like this, that's a problem. It's just gone 12:30. I've wolfed down the worst lunch ever to exist in the history of the world just to give myself a bit of energy. And I am about to get cracking with this filming that I need to do. I just thought I'd show you the setup. I still don't really know what this is going to be. In my head, it's turning into something. And that something involves UK cities written on post-its and stuck to different baking ingredients. Your guess is as good as mine currently. Unfortunately, when we redid this kitchen, I didn't take into consideration levels that were suitable for a vlogging camera to be situated on. This is the best I can do in this kitchen a lot of the time with this camera, and it feels very intense. I'm having a glass of tomato juice, which I think a lot of people would call me a wrong'un for, but I love a tomato juice. More specifically, I love a Bloody Mary, but it's before 12 and I'm alone on a Wednesday, so that feels unsuitable. I will just stick to a glass of tomato juice. It's actually very nice. There's a funny tale behind me actually having this tomato juice in the fridge, because we went to a family barbecue at Adam's mum and dad's house, and his mum put this out on the table and she was like, "Oh, would anyone like a glass of..." Oh wait, I thought this was pink lemonade. She thought she'd bought some lovely pink lemonade. It was actually tomato juice. And I will acknowledge that I think most people hate tomato juice. I think it's delicious. It's like drinking a pizza. What could possibly be disgusting about that? Next on my list is I'm gonna make a little bit of lunch. I'm gonna throw together, I haven't had it for a while, but I remember ages ago I went through a really obsessive phase with this lunch, so I've probably showed it in a video at some point somewhere. I basically steamed some salmon, I have some leftover rice, I slice up an avocado, I have a few of these like seaweed thins, and then I cover it all in sriracha and Kewpie mayo. And it's a really nice, easy lunch for someone who has 0% cooking ability. It works nicely for me. So I sort of abandoned this vlog yesterday. I intended to sit down and have a good old chat with you yesterday afternoon, but filming that reel could not have been more of a disaster if I tried. Everything that could have gone possibly wrong went wrong. And by about hour 5 of filming it, I had well and truly misplaced the will to live. My problem a lot of the time when it comes to making videos online as an online person is that I come up with ideas that I really love and I can see it so clearly in my head, but then when it comes to actually executing it and putting it together, I have the very swift realization that I am not a professional videographer with a team of 3 behind me. And actually, the idea that I am obsessed with and determined to make is gonna look crap So I get very swiftly humbled, very disappointed, very disheartened very quickly, and it all kind of goes to pot and I start beating myself up. I'll come through here while the kettle's boiling so it's not quite so noisy. So yeah, I got very, very, very disheartened while I was making this video yesterday. I somehow made it to the end, but I made a string of such stupid, bad decisions for it. I'm actually embarrassed to even like talk through them. I think because I was getting more and more stressed and aware that I was running out of time and I didn't have time to film an alternative. Like I had to keep going with this idea because I'd committed to it. Like I wanted the sprinkles that I'd put on top of the cake to magically transform to spell out something on the cake. And in my head that was such an easy doable thing. And then I came to it and I was like, wait. So I did so many different attempts to try and get this filming to work. At one point the desperation was so real that I mean I'm not proud of this fact. Did I ice my cake with sriracha because I didn't have any writing icing? Maybe I did do that. I then very swiftly realised that actually on camera it looked like sriracha. It didn't look like icing. It was very obvious that I'd iced a cake with sriracha. So that swiftly got wiped off. I had to re-ice. I re-iced this cake I think 6 times in the end. It was a palaver. It was an absolute palaver. That is the word that I would go for to sum up my working yesterday. But as a team of one who was indeed losing the will to live by the end, it was very much the best I could do. Just get on with your corner. Halfway through. Piano ways. So in my head, I had made a mental note of a couple of things that I wanted to make sure that I showed you because I knew you would also think they were really cute. And I've realised that both things, well, there was 3 things, 2 of the 3 are mugs. So this is about to be a mug haul. Fortunately, I know a lot of us take our mug collections very seriously, so I'm hoping you're going to be okay with that. Before we start on the mugs though, the other thing is these flowers, which I picked up on such a bargain at the weekend. They are absolutely unreal. They are like the most fluffy, creamy, cloud-like peonies I think I've ever seen in my life. These 2 are still to come out slightly. But look at these, seeing as I bought them as pitched as like, oh, they're on their last legs, they're not gonna last very long. I was like, oh, I might get a couple of days out of them. 4 days later, 2 of them are still yet to bloom. Probably a bit more excitingly, I've also just had 2 boxes turn up on the doorstep. One of them, I think I know what it's gonna be. If it is what I think, it's very exciting, so we'll open that together. The other one is a complete mystery, and I'm sort of wondering whether I ordered something at 3 o'clock in the morning and I've just completely wiped it from my brain. I feel like I should apologise for the fact that I've worn the same extremely scruffy vibe and outfit for both days of this vlog so far. It's just one of those weeks where I'm knuckling down and getting stuff done, and scruffy spirit jersey and a pair of jeans is about all that I can do this week. It's about max capacity. I'm perched on like the sticky out bit of the sofa, like the L part where you rest your feet, and this sofa is absolutely knackered. We really, really need a new one. But I am quite determined to move house this year, and it feels like buying a new sofa for this house, if we're hoping to move by the end of the year, is not the way to go. So we're like putting up with it as it is. But this bit is like broken, so it dips down on an angle like this. The dip in the back of the seat is also terrible. So you're sort of like this as you're sitting down. It's really not very comfy anymore. And it's a shame because I love this sofa. So the thing that just made me remember that I had some things to show you was that I just made a cup of coffee in this mug. Look what I got. I treated myself last week to a shiny new Luke's mug. For those of you who have been around here for a while, this will not look new to you, but to the trained eye, you will see that this one hasn't been half erased by the dishwasher. I feel like it's a signifier for anyone who sort of like stumbles across my TikToks or my Reels or whatever, or finds my channel. It's like a signifier if you see me with this mug that like this is the vibe. right? So I tracked one down on Etsy, invested in a brand new one, and it's such like lovely, shiny, brand new, beautiful quality. But the other thing I wanted to show you with that is that the Etsy seller included some really cute little extras, which I just know loads of you are gonna love. So on my keys now, I have this little Dragonfly Inn little like motel B&B keychain in this lovely lilac colour, which I thought was such a cute freebie. And another key to my heart, loads of stickers, which I can put on my laptop. We've got a little Luke's mug, we've got a Yale logo, we've got bows and a gazebo. It was all wrapped in like lovely tissue paper and stuff, just like a really lovely Etsy small shop experience. So I'll make sure to link that down below. If you're looking for a Gilmore Girls mug, that's the one to go for, I'm telling you. And I told you this was a bit of a mug haul. I wanted to show you these as well because these were such a sweet surprise. So these were a very unexpected surprise wedding gift from my publishers. I think my new editor, Katie, was behind these, but they sent over this little pair of personalised Emma Bridgewater mugs. So Adam's is like an autumnal acorns, oak leaves, and then mine is like a spring one with like forget-me-nots and daffodils. And it's just so pretty. I love the colours in it, and together they are a really, really sweet little wedding present and amazing little detail. Just like the sweetest little wedding present, and I was so touched that they had thought about us and sent that over. Okay, onto these mystery boxes. One of them, I think it must be what I think it is. Looking at the sender, it must be what I think it is. This is going to be actually so embarrassing if this is something that I didn't buy this. What? Hi, Lucy. Oh, it's from Truffle. This is so nice. Hi, Lucy. Huge congrats on getting hit. So exciting and loving all the amazing ideas you have for your special day. It looked perfect. Just a little late wedding gift for you to cozy up in with your hubby. Enjoy. Team Truffle Shuffle. Oh my god, that's so thoughtful. Oh my god, these are so good. The Luke's logo, no cell phones. Is that the Stars Hollow sign down there? That's so cute. And the Chiltern logo, I think. I am going to be absolutely living my coziest possible dream. If this is an excuse for a rewatch, I don't know what is. In fact, we'll put it off for a couple of months, wait till prime time in the year, obviously, but oh, I'm so touched. That is so thoughtful. Oh, if you happen to be watching Truffle Shuffle, thank you so much. I'm absolutely made up with them. Oh my god, I cannot wait to wear those tonight. In fact, I'm tempted to put them on immediately. But when you work from home, you really have to enforce rules about these things because otherwise you would just never change out pyjamas. So come 6 p.m, they will be on my body. I don't know where to go from there. What a lovely, thoughtful thing. Oh, so nice. Okay, and last but not least for today, in my haul of cute things, I think this might be, well, the most exciting delivery of all. Not so much cute and more verging on the like completely insane and surreal, or it is, I don't think I'm ready to see this. Oh my god, I'm so suddenly very nervous. So this is, oh my god, I can see it. Ah! So this is, oh my god, it looks amazing. I'm just going to take a little steadying sip of coffee before I dive in and show you this, which is my first physical copies. Oh my god, it's beautiful. These are my first physical copies of the US version of Uncharmed. Look at that cover. Those colours look unbelievable. Oh, I love those. Oh, autumn vibes all around. Wow. So if you do happen to be new around here, this is my second book, which is coming out this September. It's a cozy, witchy, autumnal 90s inspired, full of nostalgia story about a people-pleasing perfectionist witch. It is publishing in the UK and the US this September, and they've actually got different covers. So this is the proof cover. The proof is like the advanced copy that goes out to reviewers and stuff. It's like 90% what the final product is going to be. There might be like a couple of grammatical spelling errors in there, things that we have very slightly tweaked and changed since. This is probably the version that was one version ago. And in the UK, we've got a slightly different special cover for it, which is just absolutely beautiful. And it's been so incredible seeing it landing on people's doorsteps the past couple of weeks. And this is the US version. So they've gone again for a completely different cover this time. It was the same with my first book, Rewitched. They went for a completely different illustrator, completely different colour. It's so interesting to me how the cover market in the book world is so different across basically every different country has very different styles and vibes for books. Oh, it is so cute. I am so chuffed with that. Look, the little cottage in the background. This is Annie, and this is her familiar, Karma, down here. Anyway, I am very excited to see this in its wonderful, lovely... Can we talk about the floppiness as well? American books are so satisfyingly floppy. Oh, smells like new book. Delicious. Well, that ended up being my absolute dream haul, to be honest. Gilmore Girls, cozy witchy books, and mugs. That's really my trifecta of personality traits. Actually, I've just really exposed myself there in a massive way. I have been trying to write this afternoon, but honestly, my brain can only really think about posting this tour thing at 5 o'clock. I just worry so much about every single thing that I have to post online. I need to finish these for Friday. Actually, we're going away on Saturday, which I'll probably talk a little bit more about tomorrow. We're just going on like a friend holiday, but I'll probably do a little bit of packing tomorrow so we can do that together. A piece to write for my US publishers and a piece for the Waterstones website, which I need to finish. Honestly, I've not been as productive as I was hoping to be today because I am just worrying about posting this announcement at 5 o'clock. I just feel like no one's gonna come. I just worry about like disappointing my publishers all the time, and I don't know, I'm still so convinced that everything that happened with Rewitched was a complete fluke, and everything that I am now doing this second time around, I thought it was going to feel a bit sort of more like easier and more natural, but it's actually just setting me on edge all the time because I'm convinced that I know for a fact that it was all a fluke and like the success that Rewitched saw was just a one-off lightning strike, and it feels like everyone's expecting it to happen again, and I don't think that is going to happen again. So I just feel like I'm going to disappoint people and let everybody down. So I'm just sort of dancing with a mild dread. I'm just sort of locked in a waltz with a mild feeling of dread this afternoon. So I've got an hour to go. I could sit here and pretend to keep working while just sort of spiralling into worry, or I could channel this nervous, anxious energy into something useful and get on this bike is what I'm thinking might be a good idea. If I do half an hour spin, get some of this, get the anxious shakes out, you know, that feels much more productive. So I think let's do that. Are you actually joking me? That is a scam. There is no way that can be good for you. Did get a PB though. The sweat was worth it. The thing about my hair is that once it's been freshly washed, if I just sort of dry it and leave it alone, it's somewhere between an Afghan hound and then I have to clip it back because it's just too much, and then it's like Afghan hound Legolas. I am just putting the bathroom back together because I just had a little bath and a reset. We're on about 7:30 now, so it's much later than last time I spoke to you. I just had a little bath to reset myself and mostly to stop myself being on my phone. Hair wash, exfoliated, feeling great actually, although I ran out of my favourite hair mask. I literally had like probably about 10p's worth left in my absolute fave hair mask. This is the Coco and Eve Like a Virgin, super nourishing coconut and fig hair mask. So I literally like scooped out the dregs of that, and then I was like, this isn't going to touch the sides. So I then rummaged around and found this one, which was sitting in the back of my drawers. It's called Deeper Love Hair by Sam McKnight, and it feels quite nice, but I do not like the smell of that. This is my like emergency backup one, which I just sort of use as like a last resort. I've had it for probably years. Smells like man, but not a good man. Not a good man. So now my hair sort of smells like a man's car, which is not really what I was going for. My hair does actually feel super soft, so no complaints about that bit. It's just not my kind of smell. I want my hair to smell like some kind of like creamy, delicious dessert. Maybe a little bit of fruit in there. Not man car. So Adam is actually out tonight. He's got a dinner with some colleagues. He's gone to like a croquetas restaurant. in Soho somewhere, which sounds unreal. I was like, bring me home a croqueta, please. So I'm about to set up camp with my current evening task. This is what is currently taking up all my spare time at evenings and weekends. Oh, bloody hell. Say hello to my little friend. So these boxes here are currently what I am getting very acquainted with in my spare time. They are a lovely new feature in the living room. So in these boxes is end papers, which look a little bit like this. These are for the hardback of Uncharmed. This is where I pop my little signature. And this is my current quite time-consuming spare time activity. I have a lot of them to get through and they are due, I think, the 11th of July. I'm so frizzy, you're gonna have to excuse the hair. I will feel really good if I can get through this whole box tonight. It'll probably take me to the end of Love Island, if not later, to be honest, but I'll feel good if I can get another whole box done tonight, actually. They're like heavy lifting, honestly. For someone with puny upper body strength. The biggest challenge is actually just moving the boxes around. And do you know what my current show of choice is, which I am enjoying so much? I don't really know where I got the inspo to rewatch this because I haven't watched it since, I reckon it was probably third year of uni, so maybe like 2013. So it's been over 10 years since I last watched it, but I'm watching The Hills and it is absolutely giving me life. Like, it is literally reviving my soul at the moment. I am just loving it. I know in many ways that people say millennials have had it rough along the way, all right? But you cannot deny that we experienced the golden age of television in our prime. You're telling me that in the same era we had The Hills, Gilmore Girls, Skins, Jersey Shore. Is it any wonder that we all turned out the way that we did? They just don't make shows like The Hills anymore. It's absolutely unbelievable television. I'm just loving every second of it. The nostalgia. Honestly, the girls appear on screen wearing like exact outfits that I would have been wearing myself in that era. Like the hairstyles, the big quiffs. Like, I could honestly write a dissertation on how incredible that era of reality television is. Before there were any like expectations of fame put on it, it's so raw and real and the casting is just incredible. Honestly, it's one of my like secret passions in life, reality TV. I just love it. It's such an interesting snapshot of different eras. I could go on about it all day, honestly. So The Hills is currently taking up a lot of my time, especially while I'm doing this signing, and Love Island started again the other day. So you bet that 9 p.m. each evening I will be sat. I think it really just kind of gives my brain an hour's worth of permission to just switch off and do absolutely nothing. And I very rarely find permission for myself to do that. But something about The Hills and Love Island, they really give me the green light to go ahead and give myself a lobotomy for an hour. I guess while I'm sitting here as well, this would probably be a good time to fill you in on how the next, I don't know, 6 months or so are looking and kind of like what is coming next. Now that the wedding is done and dusted and that sort of major life milestone is like in the rearview mirror, I sort of expected the wedding being over to feel like the end of something and to feel like a really closing chapter. But I've actually found that it's feeling the complete opposite of that, which has thrown me slightly. I'm very much focused on like the future and looking forwards, and that can feel really overwhelming. But I'm trying to sort of look outwards in quite blocked time for the rest of the year, because I find that quite calming. I sort of see it as like blocks of colour. When I picture the rest of the year, I see blocks of colour that all sort of fit together like a game of Tetris, and that helps me to feel a bit more in control, I think. Obviously the big thing today was announcing the tour. I'm really, really glad that that is off my shoulders and that is done, because it just feels like such a massive hurdle when I have something. I don't even like to say like announce, it just feels way too big. If you do fancy it and you'd like to come and hang out with me for an hour, a couple of hours, and we'll talk about all things witchy and writing and general life chats, I suppose. I'm trying to think what else we talked about last time. It was such a mad blur, I can't even remember. I would love to see you there. I'm at various different cities around the UK. I'll put the link in the description box if you'd be interested. And it would just be lovely to meet you. I'd love to see you there. Don't be scared to come on your own. I have been to book events by myself as a reader, and it's such a lovely solo date to give yourself. And if you do pluck up the courage to chat to everyone around you, I can confirm that everyone is really, really nice, and we are all pretty much exactly the same person. But when I get back from the holiday, the next thing that is happening is that it is the Rewitched paperback launch. So they are kind of like the major building blocks that are currently in place. We've got this holiday, then I come back and the paperback era starts. August will be slightly quieter, but I will be writing. I will be writing. And then September kicks off and publication rolls around again and we're into the Uncharmed era. So it's a lot. And also, by the end of the year, I would love to move house. When I'm going to find the time for that, that remains to be seen. We'll see how we get on, shall we? If you would like to order either of the books and support an indie bookshop at the same time, there is a lovely indie bookshop which I'm going to in a couple of weeks, and I will vlog it and take you with me, called West End Lane Books. It's an absolute dreamy, romantic little bookshop, and with them I'm doing signed and dedicated versions of Rewitched paperback and Uncharmed hardback, and they ship worldwide as well. So if you are anywhere other than the UK and you can't make the tour, then West End Lane Books is your best bet for a signed one. Okay, well this is how my evening is gonna go. Hunched over these end papers. This is a really nice pen actually. I'm signing in all different colours because that was what TikTok voted for in the end. So you never know what colour your signature is going to be. But this one is really nice. It's like a glittery, sparkly blue, which is fun. And there is 100% a takeaway pizza with my name on it, heading my way on a scooter very soon. There's a local place to us that does like a pineapple jam pizza, and it's just unreal. It has like jalapenos on it and stuff, and that is really calling my name right now.
But when he didn't, Spencer was there.
There you go.
See what? Can you come up here? Sure.
I just wanted a glass of tomato juice to begin my day. I did not want it all down my jeans, all over the floor. It looks like there should be a murder investigation taking place in this kitchen. I might just go back to bed, honestly. Look at my jeans! I just wanted to provide my body with a delicious dose of vitamin C. I hope for anyone having a bad day, this sock just really makes you feel a bit better. It looks like I am starring in the worst, lowest budget version of Carrie that's ever existed. I have just about managed to box off my work for the day. I've edited this vlog as far as I am so far. I've finished my 2 written pieces, so the out of office is officially on. I know it feels like we've only literally just got back home and settled it back into the swing of things. This is like a repeat holiday with our friends this summer that we did last summer as well, and as soon as we got home from it last time we rebooked it. Adam has just made me a little iced coffee, and this is actually a pistachio flavoured iced coffee that Nespresso are doing now. And it's really nice. He even did a pistachio themed straw to complement the drink. And this is fueling me for my next task, which is packing. I realise this vlog is already very long, so I'm going to try and absolutely whiz through this as quickly as I can. So I've got a little mini holiday haul. These arrived earlier, if I can hold them all up to show you. This is Sunbum sun cream, and it's pretty much the only sun cream that manages to keep my heat rash under control. I always get really bad heat rash when I go on holiday, literally anywhere that's not the UK. But this is such great stuff. We absolutely love it. So I picked up 3 of the Factor 30s to take with us, and it was on offer. It was only 12 quid, which is really cheap for this stuff. So we're stocked up on sun cream, and then this morning I whizzed down to Superdrug just to get a couple of essentials. Adam needed deodorant. I also got us a brand new toothpaste to take with us, a little cheapy shower gel, but I mean, you can't go wrong with this one, can you? It's only like 95p and it always smells absolutely unreal. And last but not least, in the holiday haul, I grabbed myself one of these, which I think I have used before. I think I had some kind of like banana flavour. And seeing as I ran out of my Cocoa and Eve the other day, I didn't have time to reorder it to take away with me. And I vaguely remembered that I really enjoyed this range of stuff. So I was like standing and smelling them all. I nearly bought the watermelon one, but it smelled like a tad artificial enough that I just very quickly wondered whether I would get sick of it quite quickly. So this one is the smoothing coconut hair food. And it smells really good. This whole range smells delicious, actually. And I think this was maybe like a £5 for a massive tub of hair mask. So I'm going to take this with me because I'll be in the pool and stuff. I thought it's worth taking probably the whole tub with me. And the great thing about our travel day tomorrow is that we are getting the Eurostar. I will sing the praises of the Eurostar until I am blue in the face. I will always choose the Eurostar over flying if I possibly can. I am the Eurostar's biggest fan. So I've made a good start on the packing so far. Let me give you a little overview of how we're looking. The organised chaos of sort of half piles has officially begun. And you know you're making progress because the undies are done and the socks and the bras and the chafing shorts have officially been packed away. I've got the rest of the packing cubes out, pyjamas. These are the tops I'm going to take. I actually might do a little quick try on of a couple of new bits that I've got just to show you so that I can kind of think straight in my head about the outfits that I'm going to wear. I've got my Kindle, although I need to pop this on charge actually, so that's nice and full for me to take. Got a couple of hats, and this is a new beach bag which I picked up to take to the Maldives, and I just think it's so cute. I loved having it on holiday. It's like this lovely woven kind of raffia style with these little embroidered cherries on it. So cute, and I really like it that it's a circle. I don't know, I've managed to fit quite a lot of stuff in it as well. I could have like towel, Kindle, sun cream, hat, sunnies. Yeah, it's a really good little beach bag, that one. Then I've got slightly more exciting things to wear in the evening, although it's really not that kind of trip. I've literally just got like 2 kind of dinnery style outfits in case we go out for dinner. These are like pool cover-up type things, or just stuff that I'll like. This is a little linen shirt that I might just want to chuck over myself in the day. And I've got shorts and swimming costumes. This is a new one. I've had this red one for a while and always really, really liked it. It's this quite sort of stretchy, textured, ribbed material. So then when I spotted this quite similar style of lilac one, this is just from ASOS, but I'll link it down below for anyone who's interested. I really liked it. It's got these little kind of tortoise shell hoops on the straps. It's just a really nice, comfy, lovely swimsuit. I've chucked a few toiletries in here so far, but I haven't made great progress with this yet. This is going to be basically the shower toiletries. I've got my shampoo, my new hair mask, this is my leave-in hair stuff, and I've got a fresh razor head there. And then in this one, so far I've only put my cleanser. I've got this lovely, oh my god, this scent is absolutely unreal for holiday. By Way, who are one of my favourite hair brands, and this is their St. Bart's scent, which they do a few of their products in, and it just smells like the most incredible sweet Solero tropical paradise scent you could ever imagine. And this is their body and hair mist, so I thought I'd chuck that in for smelling like a Solero. But most of this, like makeup and skincare and stuff, I'll still need in the morning to get ready to travel in. And then seeing as I'm taking the big suitcase, I'm also on games packing duty. We're just taking a few faves. This one, Dumb Questions to Ask Your Friends, we took with us last time and that went down really well. It's like a stupid funny answers game. Cards versus Gravity, you basically stack on a bottle and hope they don't all fall down. It's a really good like poolside beers kind of game. And then these are 2 new ones which I just thought sounded perfect to take for a big friend weekend, really. I'm not sure what these really involve, but a card game about ranking random stuff sounds like a great time waster, and this sounds super fun. We actually used to play our own version of literally exactly this game, which is such a strange coincidence, but you basically all make a playlist together that has a theme, and then you have to guess who's added which song to the playlist. So that's like a really nice evening game as well. And then of course we've got OK Play. This is a very well loved, look at the state of it, little Connect 4 game. These are all Big Potato, who I do work with, but this video is not sponsored. I just thought I would show you which ones we're taking with us. So I think just to get my head straight slightly and figure out maybe like a week's worth of outfits, I will do a very super quick little mini fashion show. We can put together some nice casual holiday bits and bobs. It is actually so hot here today, so you're gonna have to excuse the slightly sweaty vibe that I've got going on, but I suppose that really just reflects my holiday mode. So this is my first little combo that I'm really enjoying at the moment. I got some of these little like boxer style shorts. These are so handy to have for when these random heat waves kick in. I didn't have anything that were like comfy flowy, easy breezy shorts. So I picked up a couple of pairs recently to kind of like fill that little hole in my wardrobe. So these are like a nice stripy light blue pair, and I think they look really cute with this little lemon t-shirt. I really like how the light blue on there ties in with the colour of the shorts. So I'm absolutely chuffed with this one. This was one of my faves to wear on honeymoon, and I'm looking forward to wearing this little combo again. So that's where we're starting with. Number one. Okay, good. Then we've got combo number two. Similar vibe, but this one is a lot more lemons. A Laura lemons. I feel like everything in the shops is just covered in lemons at this point. Anyway, yes, this is number two. And then number three is also very similar, but to me these are just like perfect holiday outfits, like easy as pie. And then this might be my favourite combo of the bunch actually. This is head to toe Uniqlo. As soon as I saw these shorts, I was like, absolute done deal. I am going to get so much wear out of these. When London starts to get hot and sticky and gross, these are perfect. I love the little green gingham print to them. And then this t-shirt is excellent. It's just different breaded cats. Speaking of cats, I have actually been joined on the floor here by Flo, so I'm gonna have to try and avoid stepping backwards onto this cat right now. Sorry Flo, you've really picked the prime spot there. So that's three, which I know that I'm gonna feel really comfy and cool and light and casual in, so that's a good start. I picked up a couple of the new versions of the Uniqlo tops with like the built-in bras. I've absolutely sworn by them for summer after summer, and I think they finally caught on to the fact that they're the greatest invention of all time, and now they do like a full range of them rather than just the plain black and the plain white ones, which is great. I'm really not very confident in vests, but I think I'm just getting to the point in life where I just think, whatever. This one is a stripy halter neck style, which does make me feel a little bit like a Spice Girls tribute act, but why would I say that like that's a bad thing? that feels like the greatest vibe in the world to catch, honestly. And then the denim shorts are the old faithful Monki denim shorts, which I have literally gone on about for the last probably 8 years on this channel, I think. And every time that I have needed new ones or changed size or whatever, I just go onto Vinted and buy them. These cost me £3. They're just the best shape of denim shorts that has ever existed. And trust me, I've tried a lot of denim shorts over the years, and I can't believe that they don't make them anymore. Anyway, so this is the stripy halter neck style. And then I also bought this cream version with a little navy trim around it. There's a lot of navy and blue. I feel like I'm always just drawn to those colours in summer stuff. But yeah, I'm very excited to have a couple more of these as summer options because they are literally just the greatest invention maybe of all time in the fashion world. You're telling me that I don't have to wear a bra on holiday? Say less. And this is probably the last little thing that I'll show you, but I bought this as a little honeymoon dress. I just couldn't resist this dress. I was literally powerless to this dress. This is one of those things that I don't think looks particularly flattering. What do you even mean by that? This is one of those things that I don't think was like made for me, but I just love it so much that I don't care. It's a very different shape. I don't think I've ever had anything that's like a drop waist before, and if it was up to me it probably wouldn't have that, but I just loved the print on this so much. It's so cute. It's covered in these little like doodles and recipes, and it's just the most sort of cute, wholesome little beachy small town holiday kind of dress. I just loved it as soon as I saw it, and I felt $1,000,000 in it on holiday, let me tell you. So I'm definitely gonna take this one with me again. I can't wait to wear this. This isn't really like a wear at home kind of dress. This is like strictly a holiday dress, and I love it. It fills me with good vibes. But I think honestly mostly I'll just be alternating between those comfy shorts and tops and t-shirts, to be honest. I think it's just going to be that kind of vibe. Very much looking forward to it. Feeling spoilt rotten that we're heading off on another trip, but it's just one of those things now because September and October are such like prime work times for me at the moment anyway. We're kind of having to squish anything else that we want to do. If we want to go anywhere in the year or whatever, we have to squish kind of into the first half of the year before things all ramp up with book stuff. So yeah, it's just kind of how it's fallen this year. It's been an absolute wild roller coaster of a couple of months. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry it's literally only been my face this week. I'm afraid you've been stuck with me and only me. It's been one of those weeks where I've had a lot of desk time, so I've had to kind of film what I could, and I don't think this has been my bestest work when it's come to an exciting, engaging vlog. But I mean, hopefully I've kept you company for an hour. We'll be straight back into it when I get back because book life is officially kicking off as soon as July rolls around. So have a lovely couple of weeks. I will catch up with you very soon. Take care and Enjoy the iced coffee in the sunshine.